we have a chance to look at the way in which income support and in which people can actually have an income that provides the essential ingredients for living a modest lifestyle and reflects human dignity.
So for people having a roof over their head, if they have food on the table, and they have a little bit extra so they can live, participate in social life, and their kids and families can eat well and pay for activities, you have a much healthier society, and I think it's good for the economy.
And this comes from Nelson Mandela. Overcoming poverty, he said, is not a gesture of charity. It's an act of justice. It is the protection of a fundamental human right, the right to dignity and a decent life. And I say, as I do on this summary, it's time to end poverty and reduce inequality in this country we are blessed to live in. It's time to improve equality of opportunity and better sharing of our prosperity. It's time to explore a new way, a new approach, and to answer the question on the first slide, it's time for basic income.
And I can see people on the right seeing this as a good thing because, it's less government, it's all those sorts of things. And people on the left seeing it as a way to increase dignity and provide basic supports for people so that they can address their own needs. So I see this potentially as something that unites both sides of the political spectrum.
I think it's such a brilliant, great, and logical solution. I think we've been afraid to say it out loud. And now we've been given permission by our mayor and by the positive reaction that our politicians have been having and all of our fellow advocates that it's the solution to many, many of our common problems. This is not only about what it's going to cost us, but what is it going to save us. Not in only the bureaucracy of the direct savings of having welfare systems somewhat less bureaucratic and less onerous to administer, but also the savings in terms of health, the savings in terms of corrections and justice, the savings in terms of social cohesion, and what that can do to contribute to communities.
I still live in poverty, but I'm okay because I've got a good place to live, right? And I live with my fiancée in her house that she owns. So. But trauma is the top sector of homelessness and poverty is trauma, whether it comes from childhood, something like that, then it all stems down from there. So if you can release one part of the trauma by a better income so you don't have to worry about food or transportation or banking or stuff like that, you've got a better chance of getting out there and having a decent living.
The idea now I'd like to switch is how do we move this, Greg's question about how do we move this onto the political agenda and start government at all levels here in Alberta starting to think about, okay, let's do something that's not incremental, let's do something that makes a difference. And this is my pitch to all of you folks. We have a democracy here, and a democracy depends on people getting involved. If we want something, we can't be on the sidelines on this. It's great that we're all here tonight. It's great that we're all talking about it. It's great that we work on it individually. But if you want your government to be involved in this, both local and federal and provincial, then you have to be involved to get this on the agenda. 2019 there's an election, and if you want this on our campaign, you have to get involved now. There's an election in 2017 municipally all across the province.
This is very important. We've got to keep the conversation going. It's a collaborative effort with many agencies, and I'm a true believer in collaboration. And so I know that this is going to be a good thing. This is good for 138,000 people who live in poverty in Calgary. We've got to do something, so let's do it.